Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin. If you could please find your seats. Who do you have?
City Councilwoman for Granbury.
Oh.
I don't see me in here, so don't worry about it. She
I'm
won't
sorry.
expect that.
Okay. There's Hadley. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. My name is Kyle Mcgregor, Vice President for Institutional Advancement here at Tarleton State University. It is indeed an exciting day to celebrate the dedication and grand opening of both this brand new facility as well as a new campus for Tarleton State University in Fort Worth. It has been an honor to be a member of the team to work on this project, and collectively we are excited to bring Tarleton's brand of education as well as the A&M Systems brand of education deeper into Fort Worth. I see many friends in the audience today, and we express our appreciation for your support. During today's program, many of our honored guests will be recognized, but please know we are delighted that each of you are here today. Today we are hosted by Regent Bill Mahomes, as well as Chancellor John Sharp of the Texas A&M University System and the Board of Regents, as well as Dr. F. Dominic DeTavio, President of Tarleton State University, and Fort Worth Mayor Betsy Price. Now, mind you, we have not misplaced Mayor Price. There she is, right on cue, Mayor Price. We know how tight your schedule is, Mayor Price. Thank you so much for being here today. Joining our hosts today are the Honorable Roger Williams, U.S. Representative from Texas' 25th Congressional District. The Honorable Beverly Powell, Senator from Texas Senate District 10. The Honorable Craig Goldman, State Representative from House District 97. The Honorable Chris Turner, State Representative from House District 101. The Honorable Jungus Jordan, Fort Worth City Council, District 6. Mr. John Vick, Executive Vice President, Walton Global Holdings Limited. And Dr. Gene Giovannini, Chancellor of the Tarrant County College District. Now, I know football season's coming up, and if you're counting the way I am, that makes 11. So Jerry Jones would probably be envious of this starting lineup that we have this morning. So it's going to be a great event. Our first speaker is Tarleton State University President Dr. F. Dominic DeTavio. This campus and first building are one of many of the significant projects that reflect the positive changes this university has experienced because of our president's leadership. The campus represents vision, strategy, access, affordability, and most importantly, the importance and significance of partnerships. Ladies and gentlemen, to bring greetings from Tarleton, please welcome the 15th President of Tarleton State University, Dr. F. Dominic DeTavio.
Wow, I had no idea there were that many people back there. Hello, way in the back. Well, good morning and welcome to the Fort Worth campus of Tarleton State University. You know, after many years of hoping, it really feels great to say that, so I'm going to say it again. Welcome to the Fort Worth campus of Tarleton State University. It was over 30 years ago that George Strait asked, "Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind?" I can promise you this, it's been on my mind and many others at Tarleton for about a decade. It's taken the goodwill and a lot of hard work of a large number of people for us to get to this historic moment, and it is indeed a historic moment. So let me begin by saying a couple of thank yous, heartfelt thanks. I'd like to begin right here in the front row with Chancellor Sharp and the regents that are here today. They captured the vision, they expanded the vision of what this could be, and they are committed to this place and to what might happen in future years. And so I thank the regents and the chancellor for being fully supportive of what is happening today. I tell you this, well, yes, you can say thank you to them. I want to give a heartfelt thanks to our local representative here in Fort Worth, Craig Goldman, and our representative, J.D. Sheffield from Stephenville. Back in the 84th legislative session, those two gentlemen were all about making this happen today, and it would not have happened but for the leadership that we saw. And so thank you so very, very much for that. And then obviously, Mayor Price, grand entrance, by the way. That was terrific timing. And before her, Mayor Moncrief back here, members of the Fort Worth City Council, and notably Jungus Jordan over here, former Chairman Ken Barr of the North Texas Tollway Authority, and I'll tell you this, all the members of their staff, they helped clear so many hurdles to bring what was really just a high ground out here on the Chisholm Trail Parkway to something that is going to be a great, great campus for the future of this university and the Texas A&M system. So thank you for leaping all those hurdles for us along the way. And then obviously, John Vick over here with the Walton Group of companies, his gift, the company's gift of 80 acres was extraordinary. And not only because of that gift do we thank John Vick and Walton, but because, too, they saw the grander vision and they have grand plans to bring the Chisholm Trail Parkway in this part of Fort Worth to life. And so, John, thank you for that grand vision and the gift. And then finally, this special moment would not be possible without the enthusiasm and the persistence of hundreds, and I say hundreds, of faculty and staff at Tarleton. Karen Murray, Kim Rynearson, Rick Richardson were early pioneers in our efforts to make this possible, and that leadership mantle was passed to Kyle Mcgregor here, Javier Garza, Phil Sudman, and Rusty Freed most recently, and they are leading our efforts in Fort Worth. And so, my sincere thanks to all of you who have brought this day possible. You know, it was 17 months ago that we broke ground on this site, and I remarked at that time of the paths of two men from the 19th century. You know, we skipped the 20th century, the 19th century. Jesse Chisholm, he was a master of logistics and supply chain management long before it became a popular university degree. But because of him, literally millions of cattle were driven up the Chisholm Trail and had a major economic impact on this country. John Tarleton, also from that 19th century, was a founder of this university, the founder of the university, and a rancher in Erath and Palo Pinto counties, south and west of here. He wanted everyone to have an opportunity for a free college education. So he left his estate to create what was then John Tarleton College. Now, the free part of that didn't work out. His estate would have had to be a whole lot bigger than it was. But the idea of access and opportunity certainly did. So here along the Chisholm Trail Parkway, these two 19th century visionaries, I think, are now linked. And their determination to create a better future for the region certainly should inspire us on this campus to grow this place and do great things for the region. I want to say this. Today we are celebrating the opportunity to expand paths for higher education for the people of this region. And I say expand because Tarleton has had a presence in Fort Worth since 1978, when we were first asked by Dr. May Owen, one of the great leaders of this community, to help fill a critical need in the healthcare community. Since that time, our medical laboratory sciences program that opened with 8 students on West Myrtle Street has grown to become the largest such program in the state of Texas and is consistently ranked among the top 5 in the country. Dr. May Owen had a great vision for Tarleton, and today we're delighted to extend that vision for her. The university has obviously come a long way from Myrtle Street, moving then to the Schaefer Building in the hospital district, and then on to the Hickman Building on Camp Bowie Boulevard, and now to this glorious site, and it is truly glorious, on the Chisholm Trail Parkway. We say often, Tarleton is a very proud member of the Texas A&M University system, a founding member of the system dating back over 100 years. Today, we want to emphasize again that we're also enormously proud that 40 years ago, we became the first public university in the city of Fort Worth, and we love to claim that mantle as proudly as we do as a member of the Texas A&M University system. Today in Fort Worth, there's now over 50 certificate and degree programs available through this building and other sites that we have in things like education, nursing, engineering, and business. And beginning this fall, this is a big moment for us and I think for Fort Worth, we're going to help them reach the goal of being one of the safest large cities in the country by starting a new PhD in criminal justice in just a few weeks. Yeah. I can promise you this, the Chancellor and the Regents are very mindful of the impact that Texas A&M and our universities have on the economic development of this area. Many of you probably have seen the signs out here, and I know a lot of you like to hire our graduates because Tarleton Texans know how. They know how. We hear all the time about how Tarleton Texans just know how to get a job done. They have a great work ethic. And it's because of partnerships that we have with people like you that the growth of this place has been fueled, and because of the quality of our graduates. And I think with the help of many in this room, all of us can't wait to see what Fort Worth might be in the years to come. Let me close by reminding you that Fort Worth's two favorite colleges share the same colors. Jungus Jordan has this up. We're going to teach you the Texan sign, okay? We share the same colors, purple and white, but I'll remind you, Councilman, we had that color first. And so today, without denying any other allegiances, I think today we can all enthusiastically say, "Go Texans." Thank you.
Thank you, President DeTavio. At the end of this month, Dr. DeTavio will step away from the president's role at Tarleton. We take this opportunity to simply say thank you to you and Lisette for your dedications to Tarleton and for all that you have accomplished with us. Our next speaker brings greetings from the Texas A&M University System Board of Regents. Regent Bill Mahomes is managing partner of Mahomes Bolden PC with a primary concentration in public finance, commercial real estate transaction, and mediation. Mr. Mahomes was appointed to the Board of Regents by Governor Abbott in 2015 and currently serves as chairman of the Committee on Buildings and Physical Plant and is a member of the Committee on Audit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Regent Bill Mahomes.
Thank you, Dr. Mcgregor. It is so good to be back here in Fort Worth, as always. I remember it being much cooler when we broke ground on the project, but it is good to be in this wonderful building. On behalf of the Texas A&M University System and this Board of Regents, I would like to welcome everyone joining us here today. I would especially like to welcome our newest Regent from Fort Worth, Michael Hernandez. Michael, would you say hello? I have to say it feels great to be part of such good news. Tarleton State University growth is good news for Tarleton. It is good news for Fort Worth, and it's good news for the greater Metroplex. Tarleton offers an affordable, accessible education. Tarleton's robust growth in Fort Worth is testimony to the strong demand for an educated workforce across the Dallas-Fort Worth region. This demand for an educated workforce is only going to grow. We must meet it if this region is to remain competitive. Tarleton and the Texas A&M University System are committed to meeting this demand. We'll be doing that right here in this building, I am proud to say, and probably for many others to come. As chairman of the Committee on Buildings and Physical Plant, I get the opportunity to think a lot about how these lofty ideas are translated into bricks and mortar. This first building on campus has a lot of jobs. It must provide for all the functions of a complete campus under one roof. That's why we built it with efficiency and flexibility in mind. Over time, as the campus grows, and it will grow, this building will be able to serve multiple purposes. There are very few opportunities for a university to build a new old main building, and that makes this a very special building. Thank you all for being part of making it a reality. Thank you.
Thank you for being here today, Regent Mahomes. As Regent Mahomes said, one of our newest regents, Mike Hernandez, is with us today. We certainly appreciate you being here. Mr. Hernandez resides in Fort Worth and is owner and CEO of D&M Leasing, as well as owner and dealer principal for the Four Stars family auto dealerships. Regent Hernandez joined the Board of Regents this spring, and we look forward to your guidance and support. Thank you so much for being here today. Before introducing our next speaker, Chancellor Sharp, we have several elected officials with us today that we have not recognized, and I would like to do that at this time. Joining us today are the Honorable Brian Birdwell, State Senator, Texas Senate District 22. The Honorable Nicole Collier, or some of her staff is here, I believe, or the State Representative. Oh, hello, Representative Collier. Thank you for joining us today. House District 95. I didn't see you come in. Thank you. The Honorable Matt Krause, State Representative from House District 93. The Honorable Charlie Stenholm, former Congressman representing Texas' 17th Congressional District. Charlie, thank you for being here. Representing the Honorable Ted Cruz, U.S. Senator from the state of Texas, Ms. Christine Babcock, Regional Director, Michael Fluchet, Deputy Director, and Sidney Long, Constituent Liaison. Thank you all for being here today. Representing the Honorable Michael Conaway in Texas' 11th Congressional District is Ms. Diane Williams, Regional Director. Thanks, Diane. And representing Dr. J.D. Sheffield in Texas House District, 59th House District, is Mr. Gary Kafer, District Director. Thank you for being here, Gary. As Chancellor of the Texas A&M University System, John Sharp leads one of the nation's largest university systems, including 11 universities and 8 state agencies. He was named Chancellor in 2011, but since that time, he has moved the system to international prominence. Described as innovative, visionary, and bold, Chancellor Sharp continues to be a key element in the system's success and that of this campus in Tarleton in Fort Worth. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chancellor John Sharp.
Thanks, Colin. Let me tell you something. On the way over here, I brought Lisette with me, and I said, Lisette, what do you think Dominic wants me to talk about? And she said, well, I think he wants you to talk about 2 minutes, and so I figured this out. And let me disabuse you of something with regard to Mayor Price over here. So, I've been in 3 meetings with her in the last 2 months. In each of the 3 meetings, she came in after the program had started and made a grand entrance. She is a master. Only her and Ben Barnes are good at this stuff. And she is the best mayor in the state of Texas. And we just love you. Whenever we needed a road built, whenever we needed an easement, whenever we needed utilities, This lady was our champion, and I know Dominic agrees with that 100%. God bless you, Betsy. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. Let me tell you also about our regents. People ask us, next Thursday, so we're having the ribbon cutting on this building, and then next Thursday, the Board of Regents are meeting, and on the agenda is the beginning of the capital plan for the second building, which is going to come over here, and some folks... And some folks in other parts of the state are saying, well, that's kind of moving real fast. Well, let me explain our vision to you. We have 3 regents from Fort Worth out of 9. We have Mike Hernandez, who calls pretty much every other hour, what are you doing for Fort Worth? We have Bob Albritton, who is also from Fort Worth. We have Mahomes from Dallas, but he makes half his money in Fort Worth. And so this chancellor can count. And so when you can count 1/3 of your regents that are Fort Worth centric, you figure maybe we ought to just go ahead and build another building. What do you think? But they are just wonderful people to work with, and I want to thank them for everything that's happening. And I also want to say something about these legislators, particularly Senator Powell, who represents this region, and Craig Goldman, who represents us as well, along with the chairman of Higher Education Committee over here. And this is a tuition revenue bond project. This $40 million to build this building cost a little more than that, but the $40 million came from the state of Texas, and it came because these folks, including Senator Birdwell and others, put their shoulders behind it and made it happen. So if you will, do us a big favor and spend a lot of time kissing up to these 4 people before they leave here today. And let's give them another round of applause for everything that they've done. And I want to say something about Dominic DeTavio. We will miss him, and you will miss him and Lissette. He has been one of the best, if not the best, presidents in the A&M system. He has the lowest overhead of any university in the state of Texas. Second is College Station, the absolute lowest overhead. He knows that the money is to be put in the classroom, and that's where he puts it. He's the one that had the vision for this Fort Worth campus. We followed his lead. He has had a wonderful relationship with the Chancellor of Tarrant County College. You, as much as anybody else, built this campus because of the great relationship that Tarleton has with you and the one that we're going to have forever and ever with your system. So thank you very much for everything that you've meant. But Dominic, this is not the last ribbon cutting that Dominic is going to do. We've got 2 more. One is a new stadium. I'm trying to get all this stuff done before he leaves so he can get the shovel to take home to his grandkids. And he's also going to have a brand new engineering building that's going to be built, and you have excellent vision, and your partnership with Lissette has meant so much to us. Thank you, and we will miss you when you leave at the end of the year. This is we call this Old Main. It's just not old yet. But 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, this will be viewed as Old Main, the very first building that was constructed on this campus. We are delighted to be in Fort Worth. This is going to be a multi-purpose building. There will be, it'll be the beginning of what we generally refer to at the Board of Regents of you ain't seen nothing yet, Fort Worth. This is going to be an amazing campus that is going to grow like a weed. And the reason it is because we happen to be, as the mayor said, right in the heart of the growth. We've got a developer that wants to build about 300 houses a year, and so that deer blind that you want to put up out here is only going to be good for a few more months. But we have a wonderful partnership, and to the folks that have helped make this happen, we really appreciate everything that you've done. To Bill and Marcia Rickett, for whom the library and the student commons will be named, we thank them for their donations and the people that have done so much here. This campus, our presence in Fort Worth is growing from 10 to 20% per year. This is you build it and they will come campus. And we are very proud in the A&M system to have such a presence in Fort Worth, not only with this campus, but with the law school. The law school is growing faster in rankings than any law school in the history of the United States of America. And I'm especially indebted to Fort Worth because my daughter came from Fort Worth. She was born at Edna Gladney, and Fort Worth has always been a special place in our family, and it certainly does to the Board of Regents of Texas A&M University. And to quote what they say in private, Fort Worth, you ain't seen nothing yet. Thank you for everything you mean to us.
Thank you, Chancellor Sharp. As mentioned earlier, there are several honored guests in attendance today, and we'd like to take just a few more moments to recognize the rest of these individuals. Some special friends from Fort Worth today. Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Dennis Shingleton from District 7. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Jay Cook, Fort Worth City Manager, and Mr. Jay Chapa, Assistant Fort Worth City Manager. Thank you both so much for being here and everything that you've done to make this project a reality. Former Mayor and distinguished Tarleton alumnus, Mr. Mike Moncrief. Thanks so much for being here, Mike. Mr. Bill Thornton, President and CEO of the Fort Worth Chamber of Commerce. Bill, thanks for being here. Representing our community college partners today, Mr. Peter Jordan, President of Tarrant County College South Campus. Dr. Todd Farmer, President of Weatherford College. And Dr. Pam Boehm, President of Hill County College. Saw Pam come in earlier. I should note that both Drs. Farmer and Drs. Boehm are Tarleton alumni, so we're very proud of that distinction as well. Yes, thank you. From the Texas A&M University System, Mr. Philip Ray, Vice Chancellor for Business Affairs. Philip is joined today by several executives from the A&M system: Joseph Duran, Russ Wallace, Tim Eaton, Chad Cockrum, Keith Williams, and special thanks to Russ Wallace and the entire facilities, planning, and construction team for your work on this project. Let's give them a round of applause. At Tarleton, we say we want to be the premier student-focused university in Texas and beyond. So we'll start our Tarleton introductions with our student body president. Taylor Schuessler, our student body president, is here. Taylor, where are you at? Saw you earlier. The university's leadership is here. President DeTavio's executive cabinet, Kieran Murray, Javier Garza, Kelly Styron, Lori Beatty, and Kim McQuistion are joined today by several members of the Tarleton administration, including our academic deans, as well as numerous assistant and associate vice presidents. Let's give them a round of applause. And finally, we'd like to recognize our supporting boards today. The Tarleton State University Foundation and Tarleton Alumni Association presidents Barbara Allen and Ken Doris are here today. Would all the current, past, and present board members and our leadership please stand to be recognized? We have several board members here today. Thank you all so much for being here. Speaking of special guests, would Bill and Marcia Rickett please join President DeTavio, Regent Mahomes, and Chancellor Sharp up front for a presentation. As part of today's dedication, we officially name this campus's first library and student commons in honor of Bill and Marcia. The Ricketts have a strong desire to support Tarleton because of the university's 6 core values and our commitment to them. They are tradition, integrity, civility, leadership, excellence, and service. They know that we have a reputation for affordability and a focus on providing a quality education in Tarrant County. Because of their generosity and a desire to make a difference in the lives of individuals in Fort Worth and surrounding communities, the Texas A&M Board of Regents has approved the naming of the Bill and Marcia Rickett Library and Student Commons. Thank you so much, Bill and Marcia. This portrait will be proudly displayed in the library, which is just at the end of the hall that you'll be able to see today in tours. We certainly thank you for your care and concern for our students. Our next speaker is Congressman Roger Williams, who represents the 25th Congressional District of Texas. A proud Texan, he is well known for his passion for our military, small business, and for higher education. We especially appreciate his passionate representation of Texas in Washington and his support of Tarleton State University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Roger Williams.
Thank you very much. And the mayor and I were in second grade together. And let me tell you, Chancellor, I can remember back in second grade, she was always late to class. And about 10, maybe 12 years ago, I got appointed by President Bush to be on the Bush School at Texas A&M. And when that happened, I saw the Chancellor. I said, Chancellor, I'm on the board of the Bush School. Makes me half an Aggie. I said, now you can show me the grip. He said, I will, half the grip. So I know half the grip. And the Ricketts family. The great thing about Texas and about this country is people that do great things through contributions and deeds. And thank you very much for your commitment to this today. We appreciate it. And I personally am proud to be here with all of you today to celebrate the opening of this new Tarleton State University campus right here along on the Chisholm Trail in Fort Worth. I would be remiss if I did not first acknowledge President DeTavio. He's been my friend since I've been in Congress, and his leadership has pushed this school to grow and flourish like we haven't seen before. And he'll be greatly missed in his retirement. Now, somebody told me the other day they saw him walking down there with headphones on, hooked up. I think he's going to try to call some plays this year. Is that right? Since you've always said you know so much about it, right? But we love you. And luckily, he won't be gone for too long, as we know, and Tarleton will have him back as a professor in due time. And so thank you for all you do, Mr. President. We appreciate all that you have done and will continue to do. And I'd like to present you right now, if you don't mind coming up, with a flag that flew over the United States Capitol to honor you and this great event. And along with it is a little statement signed by me. It makes it official. That, and it just says that thanks to the job you're doing, your future is still bright. We look forward to serving with you.
It's been a pleasure to do so. Thank you so much.
Okay. God bless you. So throughout the years, Tarleton has proven to be a strong asset to our community, and this expansion will allow for further growth and impact right here in the great city of Fort Worth, with plans to serve up to 9,000 students by 2030. And we already know about the color purple. We have Purple Saturday in Fort Worth, so it's just going to add to the value of it, Congressman. And this tie I'm wearing was my father's tie, and he wore it before I went to TCU. So this makes this my Tarleton tie, right here. And Tarleton provides students with convenient and comfortable programs, as we know, that equip them with the skills necessary to go out and get a job, a good job, and become productive and active members of this economy. In fact, we need more schools to operate like Tarleton. They partner directly with businesses, frankly, like mine, and organizations in the community, and focus their academic offerings on the current needs of employers, which is important right now. Their emphasis on developing our workforce directly benefits our economy by having students that are job ready upon graduation. And I can say, as we all know, and we have jobs that are ready. So that fits pretty good. This expansion will bring Tarleton's top-notch education to an even broader audience. And we all know that Texan pride will help ensure this campus is welcome into the Tarleton family and the Fort Worth community. With such great support, it will most surely be a great success, and it already has been. So I look forward to seeing more and more people of all ages coming to Tarleton to pursue their educational dreams, and cannot wait to watch as they go out and do great things. Now, some of you know I'm a former baseball player, so I always have a baseball story. And I was sitting here remembering that Satchel Paige, a great Hall of Fame pitcher, back in 1948 won 2 games of a doubleheader. It doesn't happen anymore. So in the press, in the locker room, they said, Satchel, you won both games of the doubleheader. What was your best pitch, your fastball or your curveball? He said it was neither. It was my B-ball. The press said, your B-ball, what's that? He said, my B-ball. When I throw it, it goes where I want it to be. And I can't think of any place I'd rather be today than right here on this campus, honoring this great university. So thank you for having me here. May God bless all of you. May God bless this school. May God bless this state. But most importantly, may God bless the greatest country in the world, the one we love to call the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Williams, for your support and for being here today. We certainly appreciate it. As Chancellor Sharp said, this 80-acre campus sits in the southern portion of Texas Senate District 10 and House District 97. Today, we are fortunate to have both State Senator Beverly Powell as well as State Representative Craig Goldman with us today to bring greetings from our home districts. Beverly Powell, as I just said, serves in the Texas Senate representing the 10th District. She has an extensive record of service to public and higher education as a trustee for the Burleson Independent School District and as the immediate past chair of the Texas Wesleyan University's Board of Trustees. This expertise translated to service on the Senate's Public Education and Higher Education Committees during the 86th legislature. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senator Beverly Powell.
Well, good morning. I am so very thrilled to be with all of you today to celebrate Tarleton State University's opening of this beautiful new campus. And I have no doubt of the things to come for Tarleton State in Fort Worth. I was fortunate enough to get to work with Chancellor Sharp on the negotiations for the purchase of Texas Wesleyan's Law School by A&M University. And I know that he is a tireless negotiator and a tireless advocate on behalf of the A&M system. So I am clear that after nearly 2 years of negotiating to get that law school transaction done, that great things are about to happen for Tarleton University right here on this campus on Chisholm Trail Parkway. Fort Worth, the 13th largest city in the nation, ranks among the most desirable for job seekers, largely due to the opportunities that we have created for our diverse community to obtain higher education degrees and professional skills development training. Your Texas legislature focused a great deal of time on higher education and workforce development during this most recent legislative session. Working collaboratively with Chairman Turner and Representative Goldman, we created the Texas Works program, built a framework for an adult workforce diploma program, and expanded the job creation tools that will allow our young people to explore their career options and to strengthen their marketable skills. Tarleton State's new campus, with its wide array of undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs, will provide that strong foundation for career readiness and for student success. It's clear to me, as it is to the Tarleton State community, that strong public schools from K through 12 and strong higher education opportunities are the critical factors in ensuring our Texas families will feel welcome here and that our economy in North Texas and across the state of Texas will remain robust. The colossal investment that we see on this hill as we look at the beautiful landscape in Fort Worth will continue to strengthen our vibrant community and will help families like my own realize their potential for generations to come. I am the story of a daughter of a Texas history teacher and the product of public education. And as a single mother, my own path to higher education was a non-traditional one, like so many of the students that will be here at Tarleton State. I leveraged my degree to build a better future for myself and for my family. It led me to serve as a public school district trustee and as a university trustee, and now as your Texas State Senator from Tarrant County. It has been my privilege, in fact, the privilege of a lifetime to fight for the issues that are so important to all of higher education and workforce development right here in North Texas. What a privilege, what a true privilege it is to welcome Tarleton State University's expansion and this new campus here along the Chisholm Trail Parkway. Your impact on the Fort Worth and North Texas business region cannot be overstated. I look forward to our work together for the expansion of this beautiful university campus and to the deepening of our relationship between your institution and our region. Thank you all so much for making this investment in Fort Worth, for catering to the needs of a diverse student body base, and for making this commitment to success in Tarrant County. Thank you all.
Thank you, Senator Powell. As President DeTavio mentioned earlier, Representative Craig Goldman has been one of the strongest advocates for the creation of the Tarleton-Fort Worth campus since his election in 2012. We are extremely fortunate to have such an involved House member representing our Fort Worth campus. He has been a constant supporter of our efforts and even provided the Texas flag that flies over campus today at the groundbreaking. His passion for Fort Worth is rivaled only by his effectiveness in Austin, where he serves on key committees, and he is also in the top 20% of all House members for passage rate of bills filed. Quite impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, our representative, Craig Goldman.
That's a fun fact I didn't even know. I didn't know I had that passage rate. Well, welcome everyone to House District 97. As you can see, it's a beautiful place to be and a beautiful place to live. So if you don't live here, feel free to come on up and enjoy this beautiful scenery while we have it. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize my colleagues from the House. Chairman Chris Turner is here. Chairwoman Nicole Collier is here. Matt Krause was here. He just had to leave. And because my passage rate is so good, I'm not dumb enough to realize it. I also need to honor my friends from the Senate, Senator Birdwell and Senator Powell, because, right, Congressman, bills that pass the House have to pass the Senate too, right, before they go to the governor. As I said during the groundbreaking, this is a game changer. It's a game changer for the city of Fort Worth, for Tarrant County, and for all of Texas. You're not going to be shocked to know that Dr. DeTavio is being very modest. One of the greatest privileges of being an elected official is meeting extraordinary people. And Dr. DeTavio is one of those extraordinary people that we have the pleasure of knowing, or I have the pleasure of knowing, and hopefully all of you do too, because I can tell you from the very start when Dr. DeTavio and Dr. Mcgregor came to meet with me about this idea, and that's what it was at the time, the idea of building a campus in Fort Worth. And thanks to the generosity of the Walton Development Corporation, and they're giving the land to Tarleton, we are here today. But this would not happen without the leadership of Dr. DeTavio. And I want everyone to know that and thank him again for his generosity, his time and effort and strong energy in making this campus happen. So thank you again, Dr. DeTavio. One of the greatest things we can do as elected officials, and I think the greatest thing we can do as elected officials, is provide an education for our future leaders of our community. And as I said in my remarks, this is a game changer. It's going to continue to be a game changer. Probably, unfortunately, this beautiful scenery, this vista is probably going to change over time, but that's a good thing. That's going to be incredible progress for our community, for House District 97, for the city of Fort Worth, and I look forward to continuing to be a part of it. And thank you for having me here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Goldman. Our next speaker is Chairman Chris Turner. Chairman Turner serves the Texas House representing the 101st District as chairman of the Committee on Higher Education. One of Chairman Turner's priorities is making college more accessible, which is an aspiration shared by Tarleton State University and the Texas A&M University system. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chairman Chris Turner.
Thank you, Dr. Mcgregor. Good morning. Chancellor Sharp, President DeVito, and Regent Mahomes, thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this very important program today, this momentous day. And if I don't say anything else today, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations to Tarleton State University, the Texas A&M University System, and the city of Fort Worth on what is a landmark day for this community. And I would be remiss, too, if I didn't say to Chancellor Sharp, it is very gracious of the Chancellor to allow a couple of Texas Longhorns like Craig Goldman and myself to have a few minutes at the podium here today. We do not take that for granted, so thank you. I too want to thank and acknowledge all of my colleagues in the legislature here today and all the distinguished guests. And we've talked a lot about what Tarleton will mean, what this campus will mean for Fort Worth and for Tarrant County, which is very, very important. Let me also just share with you how important it is to the entire state. In Texas, we have a statewide strategic higher education plan. It's called the 60 by 30 Texas Plan. And it calls for several things, but one of the most important things, one of the key elements, is it says that by the year 2030, we need to have 60% of young Texans between the ages of 25 and 34, have a college degree or some post-secondary certification. And that number just wasn't pulled out of thin air. It's because by the year 2030, 60% of the jobs are going to require that level of education, at least. And so Tarleton State University in Fort Worth is going to help expand access to higher education and help our state meet our strategic goal over this next decade and beyond. And that's what fuels our economy. That's what keeps the DFW area and the entire state of Texas being the economic engine that it is. And I want to also just touch on two things that I think that are associated with this campus that are important models in higher education that other institutions can look to and learn from. Number one, I want to commend and congratulate not only Tarleton State University, but also Tarrant County College, Weatherford College, Hill College, and Collin College on the important partnerships that have been established to see that students have the opportunity to go on their education path along a pathway to achieve a seamless degree completion. That saves the student time and money. That helps meet our higher education goals in the state, and also makes college education and a college degree more attainable for those students. And that's number one. I think that's really important, and that's something that we worked on a lot in this legislative session, is transferability and how we reduce extra time spent in college, extra money spent on college. I think this is a model that we can look to in the future. And secondly, I think that the model of a public-private partnership, which we see the results of in this beautiful building. Campus was made possible by a very generous land donation from the Walton Group of Companies. As Chancellor Sharp mentioned, the building was made possible by the actions of the legislature, the Texas A&M University System, but as well as individual donors, the Rickett family and others. And so that public-private partnership, I think, has a very important place and role to play in higher education, and we can learn from that across the state. But above all else, this university will unlock opportunity for its students. Many will be first-generation college students who maybe just a short time ago didn't think college was in their future. And now a new world of learning and limitless possibility awaits them. To me, that's the most exciting thing about today. And again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Councilmember Jungus Jordan represents District 6 on the Fort Worth City Council. He understands the importance of education to a civil society and is one of the most vocal and effective champions for Tarleton's presence in Fort Worth along the Chisholm Trail Parkway, which he is very passionate about, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our friend, Councilman Jungus Jordan.
Well, good morning. As Betsy requires, howdy. How are you all this morning? I happen to believe we are the greatest city and the greatest state and the greatest nation on God's earth. And today we got even greater. And Dr. DeTavio, congratulations. It's been a pleasure. Chancellor, you know, Dr. DeTavio mentioned that we all stand on the shoulders of those that have gone before us, like Mr. Tarleton and Mr. Chisholm. Somebody that I admired greatly, a former Aggie, or an Aggie, I guess, Mayor Bob Bolin, when I first ran for office, told me there are 4 things you got to worry about. First and foremost, what you worry about is the future. Our job is the future. The 4 things you got to worry about, the 4 priorities we need to look at are public safety, transportation, water, and education. And he added at the end, he said, education, city council doesn't have a lot to do with that. Well, I think Betsy has changed that in what we're looking at, but Tarleton has changed that as well. When you talk about a safe community, everything we do is about a community in Texas. That's what makes us a great state, is because we all work together to make something happen. Talk about public safety, we're a safe area. But your attention to a school for criminal justice, a school for our future first responders, part of the education that will take place here is a great thing. The road, which as mentioned by Kyle, Chisholm Trail Parkway, only took us 55 years to build. I think Mr. Chisholm designed it. But we got it built. And in 2014, if you drove down on the parkway, you saw a lot of dirt moving out there, a lot of dirt moving. In 2015, I got word, I picked up the telephone, I called Dr. DeTavio, and I said, I hear you're looking for a location for a new campus. And he said, yeah. I said, let me introduce you to John Vick. And then John Vick did the rest. Thank you, John. Water, Jay, Chapa, David Cook, transportation, they had to do a lot of extra work to create a capital PID, which we had never done before, to build Brewer Road so you could drive into the campus without ruining your shock absorbers on your car. Pretty soon, we're going to have an exit on Chisholm Trail Parkway that says Tarleton State University. The other thing we're... The other thing we're going to do is we're going to have a TexRail station right down there to ride the train. It takes a community to do anything right. Mike and others in the audience, Betsy, it took the entire community to do what was a dream that Dr. DeTavio had. Congratulations. Congratulations, Chancellor. It's great to be here. Fort Worth just got to be a greater city because of Tarleton State University today. And oh, by the way, TCU is good too. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a perennial friend to Tarleton State University and the Texas A&M University system. John Vick is the Executive Vice President for Walton Global Holdings Limited. John, I love to introduce you because I get to thank you every time that I do. And so with that, I'd just like to say thank you for your generosity and thank you to Walton and for all of your help. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Vick to the podium.
Wow, there are a lot of people back there. Good morning and welcome. I am very excited to be part of this ceremony today. This is a celebration that for my part has been 5.5 years in the making. Back in 2014, we met with President DeTavio and others and listened to their pitch and their vision. They had a great vision for the university and needed a place to make it happen. We were creating our vision for this beautiful 1,755-acre piece of property and realized that designing the west half of the property around the university met many of our goals as well. Higher education is critical to our community. As the city competes nationally and internationally for business, education is a key component and one where we can improve. Tarleton's new campus here in Southwest Fort Worth is a great step in that direction. As you drove down Brewer Road, you may have wondered why the building is so far south. This was not the easiest or the cheapest place to put the building, but we believe it's the right place. We wanted to feature the building on this natural high point and give it visibility from the parkway. We wanted to give the university room to grow and to develop the community around it. I'm confident that in a few years, we will look back and confirm that we put it in the right place. The balance of the west side will include a mix of residences as well as a small amount of retail and commercial to support the growing community and the university. But that's only half the picture. The east side will have a different mix, the other side of the parkway, with a mix of residential, commercial, and office. Across the parkway, mirroring the university's location, is a slightly larger parcel targeted for business. There's some great places around Fort Worth for businesses to locate, but we could use more alternatives for corporate campus locations. With this great parkway less than 15 minutes from downtown, we needed to add to the job base, not just add more bedrooms. With Tarleton State University as an anchor on one side of the parkway and a quality business park with some great companies on the other, this area will be something special. To quote Mayor Price, where people live, work, and learn. Executing something like this takes real partnership. This has been a partnership between Walton, Tarleton, the city of Fort Worth, the A&M University system, and the state. Without the commitment and dedication of each partner, we wouldn't be here today. President DeTavio, Dr. Mcgregor, working with your team has been a pleasure, and we look forward to continuing that partnership. Chancellor Sharp, Regent Mahomes, we know that it took a bit of a leap of faith to get where we are today, and we appreciate that the system and the Board of Regents took the time and understand it, and then to support it. Mayor Price, Councilman Jordan, your support has been incredible, and we can't thank you enough. There have been a lot of people at the city who also helped through this, but I would like to stop and thank Assistant City Manager Jay Chapa for all his support, and Director Chris Harder for helping us as well. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing today without their support either. At the end of the day, it takes money to do something like this. Representative Goldman, Chairman Turner, Senator Powell, we appreciate all of your help in getting this done and your continued support. Congressman Williams, your support is always appreciated as well. Chancellor Giovannini, your partnership is also a key piece that's been stated. I also want to say that I believe that TCC's contribution to our county is underestimated. Today we celebrate the first building. In the very near future, you should expect to see additional development on the property as we add more partners in the project. Getting today has been a difficult journey. It takes vision, it takes people willing to take a chance, it takes commitment and perseverance. It takes real partnership. I'm happy to have been part of it, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, John. Our next speaker is Gene Giovannini. Chancellor Giovannini became Chancellor of the Tarrant County College District in 2016. TCCD has long been a key partner for Tarleton State University, and under the Chancellor's leadership, the relationship has grown. As we celebrate the opening of this facility and campus, we also celebrate the opening of new shared space at TCC's downtown Trinity River location. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chancellor Gene Giovannini.
Good morning, everyone. And 4 of our 6 campuses have Fort Worth addresses. I'll give you greetings from the largest college within Fort Worth, Tarrant County College. As Kyle indicated, I arrived here about 3 years ago, and the board at the time, the trustees were actively considering real estate not too far from here for a Southwest campus. We are one of those directional schools, if you will. And as we were considering that, and as I began doing my work, I had the privilege of meeting Dominic DeTavio and got to know Dominic as a professional, but more importantly, got to know the person and the heart of the person. And then subsequently, what I began to see was how that heart was lived within the Tarleton State University family and how they dealt with students, putting students first and very centric to students. So I went back to the governing board and I said, you know what, we may have a better, more efficient, effective option that will provide even more opportunity for our students, and that would be to expand this partnership with Tarleton State University. And being relatively new, it would be somewhat of a, on my part, a professional gamble, if you will. But also to consider, to Italians going into partnership, there's a personal risk. That maybe some not so good things might happen. Well, very, very, very good things that happen. And so today is not just a celebration for Tarleton, it's certainly a celebration for Tarrant County College as well. As Kyle alluded to, we are working on space, expanding space down at our Tribune River campus, so our students will have opportunities not only here, but also the partnership for Tarleton to use the space at our facility as well. So it is a really true partnership. But you know, in our business, real estate partnerships are pretty easy to come by. What's much more difficult are the programmatic services and how we interact and treat students as one, if you will, in that partnership. And that has flourished. And let me share just a few things related to that. Students at Tarrant County College can be dually admitted to Tarleton State University. That's a big deal, dually admitted, because research will show those students who are dually admitted will persist at better rates, will succeed, and graduate at much higher rates. That is unique. Second, we talk a little bit about transfer, but specifically transfer course by course, to college, program to program without loss of credit. Cuts down on the time for students, cuts down on the expense of students, and certainly cuts down the taxpayers' expense. I want to thank Representative Turner for his help in all of that work as well. And third, and probably most unique, and I don't know if you'll see this really many places at all, is one of the things students have one of the most difficulties with in negotiating is financial aid. We have developed within the partnership a financial aid consortium, in that students, when they go to have their financial aid determined and awarded, it's done as one, with both institutions playing a role and speaking to the student as one. And I can tell you, with that being a huge barrier in financial aid, that contributes a great deal. Having that partnership to address student financial aid contributes a great deal to that success. So I want to congratulate Tarleton State University, its faculty and staff, and to my very good friend Dominic, thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our final speaker needs no introduction in her hometown, but she's taken some flack today. So you should know that this fifth-term Fort Worth mayor is a dear friend of Tarleton State University and the Texas A&M University system. We think the world of her for many reasons. Betsy Price has been an advocate for this project even before the downtown announcement in December of 2014. That seems like yesterday, but it's been 2014. Since that time, Mayor Price and the Fort Worth City Council, as Councilman Jordan had mentioned, have moved quickly to annex and zone and clear a path for infrastructure for this campus and the development. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Fort Worth Mayor Betsy Price.
Howdy. I knew this crew, made up of a lot of Aggies and a lot of Texans, could say howdy back right. Chancellor, I'm not always late, I'm just always busy, which means I am late a large majority of the time. But that's okay, I'll take ribbon from Chancellor Sharp any day. Dr. DeTavio, it's so fun to be here today. What a great honor. And to our newest regent, Mike Hernandez, I was not late to lunch, Mike. and to Bill Mahomes. Thank you all for your voted confidence. A lot of thank yous have been said, so I won't name the rest of you, but I will take a second and say I've had the pleasure, I've always known of the quality of education that Tarleton offers. But just recently, I've had the pleasure of getting to know several staff members, foundation members, and a good many of the faculty on a much more personal basis. You have an outstanding crew at Tarleton. They are offering, that's worth a round of applause. And particularly led by a great student body president. It's a very impressive group. If our children are all lucky enough to encounter this quality, then they will return to Texas exactly what we need, a great workforce. Education truly is the key to changing people's lives. It takes people out of poverty and makes them successful. And in return, it changes cities and it changes towns. It changes the quality of life where we all live. Someone said just recently a term that I've adopted called an ed economy. An economy where you have the right education opportunities to meet the changing economic opportunities. That's exactly what this campus brings to Fort Worth and to the surrounding areas. Tarleton is a huge partner for us in developing the workforce that we need, offering four-year education, master's programs, and now a new PhD. I can't wait to see what will be offered next. The new campus also offers an affordability factor for those who couldn't afford college normally, in partnership with TCC and many others. Fort Worth is very, very fortunate to have you all. Chancellor Sharp, thank you for believing in this and believing in our community. As we grow, we're excited to watch Tarleton grow with us. We're the 13th largest city in the nation, and with the 2020 census, we will be at least 12th and more than likely 11th. That's a lot of growth coming our way. I can't wait to see this become an even better place to live, work, and learn, because everyone deserves that opportunity. Tarleton is helping us get there. Let's cut this ribbon and let's move this project forward. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Price, for being here and always for your energy. We appreciate that. Before we cut the ribbon, as Mayor Price has directed us to do, I'd like to take a little bit of privilege. After we cut the ribbon, all of you will have the opportunity to tour the building, and there are some individuals that have been responsible for the building, its design, as well as its construction. I'm going to take just a moment to say thank you to these two very special groups. First, what I would like to do is ask the team from Perkins and Will, Principal Dan Eikenberry is here. If you would all please stand so we can say thank you for the tremendous design of this facility. Thanks for being here, Stephen. And second, I'd like to say thank you to Holder Construction. Would the entire Holder Construction team please stand? Or wave if you're already standing. Thank you. President Dave Miller is here. This project represents one of many that we've had going on over the last several years, and it has always been a true treasure to work with these two groups. Being on time and on budget is something that you don't always see, but we owe them a debt of gratitude for all their work on this beautiful facility. I'd also like to say thank you to a special individual here, formerly with Walton, and it has to do with the fact that the lights are on, the gas works, the fiber is in, and that's Matt Robinson with BGE Incorporated, formerly of Walton. Matt, would you please stand so we can say thank you to you for all of your hard work? So, Matt, you moved on me. When you have greenfield construction, it's a little tough to get all of that infrastructure in, so Matt did a great job. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to say thank you to several other individuals, but I'll save that until after the ribbon cutting. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to officially open this first building and new permanent campus for Tarleton State University in Fort Worth. I'd like to invite Beth Pulliam to the podium from the Fort Worth Chamber for the official ribbon cutting. Would the members of the stage party and those individuals who spoke this morning, would you please come up to the front? And Sabra Guerra will help get you organized. And also, Mr. Bill Thornton from the Chamber, would you please join the group?
Thank you, Kyle. I do want to present you with a plaque today. I'm very excited to present this to you, Kyle, Dr. DeTavio, to the purple poo in the corner over there. Thank you so much for your commitment to this community, to educating our workforce and developing the future leaders of Fort Worth. This is vital to the region's economic prosperity. And so with that, thank you, congratulations, and go Texans.
Congratulations and thank you very much. Thank you. I'd also like to say thank you today to some special individuals from the institutional advancement team led by Sabra Guerra, Janice Horrock, and Cecilia Jacobs, as well as the Texas A&M System Facilities, Planning and Construction, Sodexo, SSC, Perkins & Will, and Holder Construction, as mentioned previously. For all of your hard work, you have made this day possible. Also, thanks to our students for being here. Thanks to the Purple Poo for being here. That's always great to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, this building still has some last-minute finishes going on. So you might see some things as you go through, but know that that's going to happen on any punch list that you'll see. So as you tour today, help us find those things maybe. I don't know. I might have just gotten myself in trouble. So please join us for a reception on each floor. So there's food and drink on each floor of the building. We invite you to explore, eat, drink, and be merry. There are campus representatives on each floor waiting for you. They're going to tell you about what's going on in each space, and they're excited to visit with you. We appreciate you being here today, and we want to say also a special thank you for the florals provided today by the United Educators Association, Regional Teachers Association in the Metroplex. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. To our friends from the press, Cecilia Jacobs is over here, and she has press packets for you. Thanks again. Enjoy the building.